All right, moving forward, we just placed foundations and footings. Now we're talking floor systems, floor slabs. What we are going to start with is the floor slab for our basement because that's super simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my first floor view. All we do is we go to structure and we select our slab tool. Now I'm realizing I forgot to review this with you guys. The note for floor slab. The basement floor should be 4-inch thick, reinforced concrete on a 4 inches or on 4 inches of crushed rock. Okay. We're not going to focus on crushed rock right now. That is a note that we'll add later and just a detail we'll add later. That doesn't actually go in our model, but the basement floor will actually go into our model. So back to Revit, structure tab, slab, foundation lab, 4-inch foundation lab. This should be good for what we're doing right now, but I'm gonna edit type and we're gonna make sure. Structure, concrete cast in place, 4 inches. That's perfect. Okay. Reinforced, that's just gonna be a note that we add when we get to the end of it. Um, when we make a final set of plans. Right now, we're just making the model, the 3D model. Later, when we make a set of plans, we're going to include a note in the cross section or the elevation, the sectional view of this, saying that that is, where are we? Reinforced concrete, and that it's going to sit on 4 inches of crushed rock. So we'll add a detail for that. We'll add a little image to show it, and then we'll add a label for it. We'll add a label to say it's reinforced concrete. Okay. Back to Revit. I have the correct type already, which is awesome. There's my rectangle tool. Okay. Actually, let's place this a little new now. All the way at the bottom, there's an option for pick lines. As I pick lines, I would like to lock on, automatically lock them, so that if my grid moves, the foundation will move with it. I'll show you guys the difference of if we lock or don't lock. So I'm going to start off not locking, actually, just as demonstration, but you guys can lock them in right now. Now, our floor slab is not going to tie onto the grids. Reason being, I'll show you, is if I tie my floor slab onto the grids, it is going to interfere with my wall. I would be trying to pour concrete somewhere where this wall already exists. Okay, go to my south elevation. This should be on the first floor. No, this should be top of footing full. If I go to my 3D, you can see it's all wonky. I can't even get to it. Okay. It exists inside the wall, which is not what I want. What I do want is a slab that lines up with the inside of my foundation wall. So I'm going to use my pick line command, and I'm going to throw that in here. Okay. Notice as I'm picking these lines, it's extending too far. We're going to learn a new tool here. Modify tab, trim and extend corner. Okay. Keybind for that is TR. I select the two lines that I would like to be neat and tidy, and it makes them neat and tidy. Okay. It closes off the corner of those two lines. And I'm going to hit my green check. Now remember, I did not, I'm going to leave this up here right now for demonstration. We do have to move it down eventually. I did not lock any of this. If I go to my first floor, I unpin and I unlock that dimension, and I decide that, oh, instead, I want this to be 40 foot, 50, 40, well, 40 foot wide. My walls move with it, so do my footings, because my footings are attached to my wall, but my slab did not. Now, instead, when I make this. Pick lines, lock, and I lock it onto those surfaces, TR for the trim tool. If I come in here and I unpin, unlock, and change it to 40 foot, it moves with it. Perfect. Okay. You guys don't need to do that. I would rather you leave this pinned. I would rather you leave this dimension locked. Um, but lock them into place so that if things shift, it shifts in the correct way with it. Now, if I go to my 3D view, I notice that my slab is up where my first floor is supposed to be. Okay. This slab should be tied to my basement. So it should be tied to my top of footing full level. If I go change that right now, level it's attached to is top of footing full, it moves it down. Now we're still not correct, okay? But there's no way for you guys to know that right now. How we can check, go to our first floor, and we're going to do something new. We're going to go to our view tab, and we need to make a sectional view. That's the wrong way. Sectional view through our basement. If I double click on the head, okay, we're looking at the cut section of our house right now. Okay, I see my foundation wall, I see my footing, foundation wall, and footing. But notice my slab is cutting into the concrete. If we had our own level for the slab and we tied the slab to that level, this would not be an issue. What I do need to do is I need to move this up. I could just move it up with my arrow key or drag it up or whatever. But I'd like to be precise. New property, height offset from level. I know that my slab is 4 inches thick. I'm going to tell it 4-inch height offset level, and it sits exactly where it's supposed to be. Okay, this slab should be sitting on top of the footing. So now I'm good. I've got a foundation slab. What I need to add next is a floor system. Here we can exit out of our section. And floor system, first floor. Also, just because I don't need it right now, I'm going to delete my section. Select it, right click, delete. Yeah, I get it out of here. Who needs it? Okay. Floor systems work very similar to walls where they have layers. We're going to go Architecture tab, Floor, and we're going to start with our generic 12-inch, but we got to add our layers in. Okay. So same as before, edit type, duplicate, and we're going to call this a 2 by 12-inch floor system. Why is it a 2 by 12? If I look at my notes, first floor joists are 2 by 12s at 12 inches OC. Okay, OC means on center. We don't got to worry about that right now. Right now, we're just making a representation of our floor system. We don't need to know the spacing of the studs. This will be a note when we get to our sectional view. Okay, I'm here. I have my type duplicated, renamed. It's not 2 by 12 inch, it's 2 by 12, the nominal name. Structure, edit, and we can start adding our layers. Okay. The structural thing, my 2 by 12, let's add a material. We're going to search lumber. Softwood lumber. Okay. Thickness. A 2 by 12 is not actually 12 inches. It is 11 1/4 inch. Okay. Our floor system also has multiple parts. I think I've got the notes for that in here. We're going to find out real quick. No, I do not talk about the levels of the floor system, which is unfortunate. Okay. Another level within our floor system is the sill plate that it sits on. I'm going to insert a layer and I'm going to move it all the way down. Okay, the sill plate is not part of the core of our floor system. Sill plate is again softwood lumber, thickness 1.5 inches. There's another one. Okay, this is our sheathing layer on top. Okay, this is kind of what makes it a deck. This is what makes it walkable. Material, sheathing, and we're going to make that 3/4 of an inch thick. Notice here we are 1 foot 1.5 inches thick for our floor system. Okay. Apply. Okay. We haven't actually done anything yet. Now this whole floor system is going to follow our outside grid. Okay. The whole house needs a floor. Do a rectangle, bang, bang, a line tool, and line that up to our grids. Okay, this is going to sit on top of the foundation wall. Notice these double lines here. Don't worry about those. Those are actually just a design or like a visual cue to show that our members are going to be spaced this way. So beam direction is going to be left to right. Okay, meaning that my floor joists are going to span from here to here. And then next one's from here to here. Then you go down more here to here, 12 inches on center. Level, first floor is correct. Okay, this is the only floor we have. Floor system is attached to the floor. Let's go double check in our sectional. And what do we see? Here's the top of our wall. And then bottom of the floor is right there. Okay, we've got a teeny tiny gap. Boom, boom. 1.5 inches unaccounted for. What the heck? Remember, our floor system is 1 foot 1.5 inches. But for some reason, because we haven't changed it yet, our level is calling out top of foundation being 1 foot 3 inches below our first floor. Okay, we now know that that's incorrect. DD to dimension, or go to the annotate tab. Place our dimension there. I would like that my foundation to move up, so I'm going to select that. Select my dimension, 1 foot 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Enter. Lock that dimension into place. And now, no gap. We are hunky-dory. Okay, I've got a floor on top of my foundation walls. Okay, so we're one step closer. Next thing we talk about is walls. Okay, walls can get pretty tricky. There's a lot that goes into them, but they're necessary. We need our walls. Make sure you guys are getting caught up to here. If you have any questions, let me know in class. This is required to be perfect before I move on to anything else. This base has got to be good.